License to kill. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, for this is their cross to bear. Releasing April 13th, 2023, this event follows Perilous Siege as they investigate a suspicious CEO making shady deals in the Outer Rim. Releasing along with the event is D, hardened assassin of Perilous Siege and one of the main characters of this event's story. License to Kill is available in the archives. Rewards for completion include a lobby background. A sharp-dressed man stands with his hands behind his back, his confidence betrayed by his trembling. Two figures aim their guns at him. He breaks the silence, telling them to consider what they're about to do very carefully, to think about what is the right decision. The two figures speak to an unknown individual beside them, telling him to make the choice, to let this man live or to sentence him to death. The commander's room, specifically his shower. D and K are inside, ready to brief him about an assignment. They sit him down and explain the mission, much to his resistance. Their target is the CEO and president of Cycle of Life, or COL, an electronics company that buys, repairs, and resells technology. A company so big that only the big three are more valuable. The CEO has been making suspicious financial decisions lately, and the judges feel something is off. So it is up to D, K, and the commander to find out what is going on and decide whether he lives or dies for his actions. The decision lies on the commander. As the CEO of Cycle of Life makes large donations to the central government, the judges aren't so quick to kill their cash flow. The three of them decide to investigate deeper by becoming employees of the company. D and the commander are the ones chosen to go, while K investigates another target of the CEO's large donations. The next day, D and the commander start work in a warehouse. During a lunch break, the supervisor approaches them and asks them how they are doing. D asks about the food that they have, and he asks how they know each other. To that, D says that they are newlyweds. The supervisor gives them some advice and tells them that he has a promotion tomorrow, a position under the president after only working for 3 weeks. After he leaves, the commander compliments D on her acting skills. Getting a text from K, she tells them to meet at the hospital that she's been investigating after their work is completed. Meeting with K, they share the information that they have gathered thus far, mentioning that promotions are seemingly given away freely. K shares her findings. The CEO has been pouring insane amounts of money into this hospital non-stop. A strange hospital that has patients of all backgrounds, ages, careers, classes, and illnesses. She points to a kid who is struggling to walk. She says the hospital is filled with patients with the same symptoms as that kid. Symptoms of an incredibly rare disease. Most of the donations that the CEO has made goes to the research of this specific disease. For now, this place looks clean, free from anything incriminating. Working for 5 days, D and the commander haven't seen anything suspicious. Being new, hard-working employees made them the targets of many co-workers' personal questions about their love life. On the 6th day, a dense fog fills the air. The commander asks how long they need to keep up this act and keep working, and D responds by saying whenever the CEO notices them for their hard work. On their way to work the next morning, the commander keeps hearing a creaking noise as they slowly approach the building. The sound gets louder and louder, and D suddenly tells the commander to stop and to look away. Screams of bystanders start filling the air as the fog dissipates a little bit, revealing the source of the sound. Someone, something, swaying in the silent fog. Throughout the next few days, employees were interviewed about the supervisor's death. None of them could fathom why he would want to commit suicide. Deciding to expedite their plan, they pretend that D is pregnant and that they are in dire need of money. Feeling bad about lying to an older lady to get the attention of the president, D voices her agreement with the commander. Later that evening, on their way home from work, they are stopped in a secluded alley by the president himself. He brings up that they are willing to work more for more money, and offers them a job working for him personally, explaining that they will be making deliveries to the Outer Rim. They eagerly accept the job. The next morning, they meet an employee at inventory warehouse number 3. He agrees to let them view the cargo and to let D drive before they head out towards the Outer Rim. Their bodyguard directs D as she drives, stopping in an alleyway, and he explains that they will be leaving this truck here and taking an identical truck back. trading vehicles to not interact with the population of the Outer Rim. D starts asking questions about the payload, and the employee gets suspicious. He quickly moves towards D, grabbing her shoulder, but D manages to slip away, throwing a smoke grenade inside the truck. The piles of electronics come tumbling down, revealing dozens of mass-produced Nikkes. The Nikkes get up and stare at them nervously. The employee angrily explains that they ruined the operation. They were being sold to be used in the Outer Rim. The president was behind all of this. The Nikkes would have been scrapped anyways, so at least they can live on and be useful. And that it is easier to just think of them as objects, because that is what they are. D suddenly throws her axe at him, but the commander pulls him aside. D explains that she has the authority to kill somebody if she deems them inhuman, and that this is her cross to bear. The employee runs away, but D gives chase, returning after finishing him off. The commander and D load up the confused, mass-produced Nikkes and head back to the Ark. The next day, D and the commander did not show up for work. D handed the commander a report about the president. He was a former member of the Semakai who left in disgrace and started striking deals on the Outer Rim. The central government sold weapons and mass-produced Nikkes that were at the end of their life cycle to him, and he sold them to the Outer Rim. And if we harken back to Viper's Bond story, Nikke trafficking for prostitution is not unheard of. Using his connections, he grew his company, Cycle of Life. He has, however, invested in several hospitals and funded disease research. Being close to several members of the central government, he lines their pockets with donations as they give him more work. Meeting K, they share the report and confirm that the judge's sentencing is justified. K confirms that the hospital has nothing illegal going on, marking it safe from judgment. The next day, they meet outside an event that the president is attending. He stands upon a podium and announces the opening of a brand new treatment center for rare diseases, which will care for patients free of charge. After hearing his speech, the three of them head back to the commander's room. They know the president knows about them. Their cover is blown and they need to act soon. They go over what he has done, the good and the bad. The commander decides that he wants to meet the president in person, and they head out towards his personal residence. Upon reaching his home, they decide to charge right in. Taking down guards left and right, they reach the president's personal office. Forcing entry, they stand before him and several more guards. He explains that he does not understand why they are doing this. He compliments them on their forged documents, as he would never have known they were fake, as the guards raise their guns. He took pity on them because they needed money, and now they are here to take him down. He knows this isn't personal, so he asks who sent them. Refusing to answer, Dee swiftly takes down the guards. As she kneels down to retrieve her axe, the president grabs a pistol and fires at her head. Dee's head is struck, and she slumps down motionless, before slowly rising up and glaring at the president. His eyes widen as he understands the severity of the situation. A Nikke who can harm humans. He connects the dots. Perilous siege. The judges have asked so much from him, yet now they're coming for him directly. The commander approaches him and asks how he can be committing crimes and helpful deeds at the same time. The president answers that that is just the cycle of life. Nikkes that are meant to be discarded are sold to be used and abused in the Outer Rim. He took a miserable fate and turned them into an opportunity to make money. Money that can be used to better people's lives. A life for a life. Using employees to make deliveries to keep his hands away from any of the shady deals. The commander asks if he is going to continue, and he says yes. Killing him will only cut off support for countless people with diseases. Jobs will be lost, and Nikkes will be scrapped anyways. A sharp-dressed man stands with his hands behind his back, his confidence betrayed by his trembling. The two figures aim their guns at him as he breaks the silence, telling them to consider what they are about to do very carefully, and to think about what is the right decision. The two figures speak to the individual beside them, telling him to make the choice, to let this man live, or to sentence him to death. The choice belongs to the commander. The choice belongs to you, the player. You see, this event does not have a fixed ending. There are two options, and it is up to the player to decide whether the CEO and president of Cycle of Life lives or dies for his actions. License to Kill, as well as Kill the Lord, another event involving Perilous Siege, both have choices that affect the outcome of the event. I will not tell you the difference between the endings and the different choices and the effects that they have, as it is a rare and powerful opportunity for the players to directly affect their own world of Nikke. Obviously, it doesn't change the main story or other events, and you can just replay it and choose the other option. But giving players a choice that does not lead to a predetermined outcome is something that every commander should experience. Because with this event, in each of your own versions of Nikke, in your own worlds, you made a choice that affected the lives of thousands of people in the Ark. So go to the archives, open the event, live through this story for yourself, and judge a man according to how you see fit. The choice is yours. Thank you for watching.